Hello, my dear audiences. Welcome to the show, the name brand show of East West, hosted by Jack Chow with G&E TV. This year, we're entering the 70th anniversary of ending the World War II. That's a big victory, and a 70 year is a big mark because lots of people are kind of timing out. I use the term timing out anyway, unfortunately. And before anything is too late, though, there has to be some work done, such as documentaries, such as those people who travel around the world everywhere to pick up those information, to put something we call documentary for the eye of the audiences, for the minds of people who still cherish peace. All right. With that, my good friend, Mr. Chris Nibby, and then director of Monterey Hollywood, here is joining me, sharing about his victory of having finished the 17th of his documentary on his series called The Mysterious China. So, Director Nibby, welcome to the show.
Host Jack Chow, thank you for having me.
Okay, very good. We know that the 70th anniversary put a milestone that marks the ending of World War II, through which the humanity has gone through the most heinous crimes, war crimes, by the invaders, namely the German Nazis.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The Japanese imperialists, and of course the Italian, such as fascists, right? So, about the documentary we're talking about right now is a masterpiece, I would say, another masterpiece by director Nibby, Burma Road / Flying Tiger. Do you have a slash or just a two
slash?
A slash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which depicts the period between 1939 to 1942, when the Chinese fought their war against the Japanese invaders with the aid from America, when they formed a team, a volunteer team called Flying Tiger, to aid China in their fight. So there are lots of heroic stories to talk. Before that, before I say anything much on that, I would have the director who is the one behind the whole thing to talk about it. Before that, I have a book to talk about. That's the other series called The Truth of the Diaoyu Island, or Diaoyu Island, The Truth, right? So, and this is a book about him and about the film of the Diaoyu Island. And when was it published, please?
It published this year by the Chinese International Press, and it's published in 7 languages.
7 languages?
English, German, French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic.
And no Japanese?
No Japanese.
Why no Japanese?
That I don't know.
Well, we should have it published first, the Japanese, right, and the Italian, and German. Those are major languages, right? Very, very good. So, may I have a copy?
Yes,
please?
and I will sign it for you.
Oh, please. I need.
And I'm very proud to announce that from now on they're going to make a book on every film I make.
Oh, I see.
Because the books are very successful.
Oh, this is black.
No.
You are right on the back.
I'm coming
I see.
very prepared, Jack,
I
as
see.
always.
All right, good.
As
I'm
a
going to
German,
ask you, right?
I have to be prepared.
All right, good. All right, with Director Nibby, that I feel I would like to say something more, starting from the very early days about Dali. Dali is the first one, right?
No, the first is Marco Polo Shangri-La.
Marco Polo, Shangri-La, followed by Dali, Yunnan Dali, and Tibet the Truth, and Diaoyu Island the Truth. Now we're talking about the Burma Road, the Flying Tiger. He and his team quite put a big time in the discovery of the of history. So that, oh, thank you very much. Thank you
祝你
so
好
much.
运。
Oh, yeah, good. And that's Chinese, 祝你好运. Oh. Well, what does it say, 祝你好运? I don't know. I need to ask you for a translation from Chinese into English.
It means good luck to
All right,
you.
good. All right, good. All right, good. So, what is the background when you decided to shoot or to create the Burma Road Flying Tiger film?
I would say that of all the so-called political films I have made, Tibet the Truth, Dayu Island the Truth, Unit 731, War Crimes Under the Rising Sun, and Burma Road Flying Tigers, I'm concentrating on the very little known facts about China's involvement in all of this. Because unfortunately, after 1945, immediately the Cold War started. The United States of America made Japanese their puppet state, and everything from China before that was forgotten, not acknowledged, not respected, and it's time to change that because China deserves the respect and the attention for what happened during the time before 1945. Therefore, all these films take a very close look on what the Chinese did in fighting the Japanese invaders and trying to protect their country.
Exactly. And to my audience's reference, 2 days ago, I was invited to a private premiere of the film Burma Road / Flying Tiger. I was so amazed that full length, 1 hour a little bit, right? 1 hour, 60 something minutes. I was so amazed, and I even forgot my champagne. I forgot anything. I was just fixing my eyes on the screen. And to some of the scenes, I was even crying, right? And I should say thank you very so much for having done such a great job. Here's my salute. Really,
Thank you.
seriously.
I understand.
And to my audience, it is always a good way or the best way to remember history, because by remembering history, though, you will prevent history from happening again, from repeating itself.
We hope so.
We hope so, right? And yet, there are many ways of doing that. That's why we're doing a big time. And this, by the way, is the 14th episode of the whole theme, even at this show. Right, we did quite a few before. This is the 14th, in the commemoration of the 70th anniversary of ending World War II. And to us, of course, we know what happened during the time, but for our future, for our children, for posterities, we have to do something. We have to need somebody like Director Nibby to do the work for the future references, right? I was so amazed at the moment I was facing the screen, and I noticed step by step, it goes starting from the point, why would Japan invade China? What's the intention? About the deals made among German Nazi and Italian and Japan. They want to monopolize the world. They want to cut the pieces like a pie. So cut the world like each of them gets the piece of the pie, though. That starting from that point on goes all the way to Flying Tiger, right? So, tell me the significance about the American aiding China in their war, and yet the necessity. Why is necessary for that road, please, Burma Road?
The Burma Road was necessary because, you see, by the time America, or let's say Britain also, and America stepped in aiding Japan, because first they didn't, it was that all the ports of China were basically closed off, including Hong Kong. So there was only one land access left, and that was from Burma, where British India could, from British India, ship the goods to Rangoon, and there they were loaded on trucks and brought to the rail hub at Lazio. And there it ended. There was a horse trail across the mountains from there to Kunming. But what was needed were trucks to ship all the goods.
I see.
So the Chinese, and this is something you see which is very important, very important and remarkable, and speaks a lot for the Chinese power, and also explains why China today is on a rise which nobody can stop. They managed. International experts said, yes, we can build a road, but it'll take about a couple of years, maybe 5 years, if we have all the equipment needed.
Yeah.
The
Heavy
Chinese
equipment,
did not have the equipment, and they didn't have the time. They finished that road in less than 12 months
Wow.
by employing over 200,000 farmers, which basically worked for nothing, had nothing, worked for nothing, and got a bowl of rice with their bare hands, created this road.
From the film, I saw old men, old women, kids, boys and girls. They had nothing but two bare hands.
Right.
Namely, the road was built on bare hands. So, my dear audience, today we're talking about a historical road built during the war, anti-Japanese war in 1942, called the Burma Road. The one who depicts it with his documentary is director Nibby of Monterey, Hollywood. So today he's joining me. Let's take a short moment now. When we come back, we'll continue from the building of the road, starting from there, and we'll talk about the airport.